Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am CJ the Jewel, and I hope you all are feeling blessed today wherever you are. Today's video is going to be an informative video. Y'all, somebody done pissed YouTube off. You understand? Somebody done pissed them off. As of February 25th, which is Monday, which is in 2 days, YouTube is changing some policies to their community guidelines. Rightfully so, because there are some people out here in the YouTube streets acting like some plumb fools. Like they have absolutely no training, and ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So, before I begin, I need you guys to like and share and subscribe to the video. And then once we get to the end of the video, I would definitely like a comment from you guys, okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. I, for one, did not know the extent of flagging and strikes on your account, the community guidelines and things like that. It was actually never something I really tried to look into because I don't have any plans on offending anybody. So I didn't prepare for that. But misery does love company. And who knows what's gonna happen in the future. So I guess I better get up on what's going on here in these YouTube streets. A little backstory about myself and the YouTube environment that I've experienced since being on YouTube, okay? When I first decided to make my channel, take my channel very seriously, the end of January, the beginning of February, y'all know at the end of January, or in January, there was a bunch of drama going on YouTube, a bunch of foolishness, a bunch of hoopla, and your girl was trying to stay as far away from that as I could. I was trying to go in the other direction. I didn't want anything to do with it. But the reason why I even knew anything about it is because I got on YouTube looking for some inspiration, okay? And I had to clutch my invisible pearls because all the stuff that I found was a bunch of drama. And I ain't got time for that. I don't want that, okay? So I decided to do more research and look into the community guidelines. When I used to hear people always say, oh, my channel was flagged, or she flagged my channel and this and that, I automatically assumed that that meant that they reported your channel, because I'm not stupid. But I didn't know the actual policy in regards to getting flagged and having your content removed, okay? So I went on here and I was reading on the new YouTube community guidelines page, the new YouTube page that they have on YouTube, and they're talking about the new YouTube community guidelines with the strikes and everything. Now, mind you, this starts February 25th. If you need to take some notes, go get you a piece of paper and a pencil. If you're serious about creating content and you want to make sure that you do not jeopardize your channel or your accounts by going against any of these policies, okay? First things first, I learned that 98% of the YouTube community content creators, they actually never break community guidelines. They never break the policy. They never get flagged. They never get reported. And that's awesome, because 98% is a lot. That's awesome. But we have a lot of content creators. And the 2% that's running amok out here acting a fool in these streets, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You really should. Because as I browse the YouTube streets, almost all of the drama that I see is coming from the same people. It's the same. It's like they have their own community of drama. And they all say the same things about each other. And they all do the same things to each other. They all drag each other down. They all talk about each other's families. They all talk about each other's kids. I mean, it's a bunch of nonsense. That's the small 2% of people that are making YouTube update these policies, because let's be real. If it's not broke, they're not going to try to fix it. This is business. You understand? If it's not jeopardizing YouTube in an economic way, they're not going to try to change or update anything. But apparently something is broken and they feel like they need to fix it because there are 2% of a bunch of foolish people running around YouTube and the YouTube streets starting drama and causing chaos and wreaking havoc. So now, because of the 2% of people who don't know how to act like they got some sense, and a lot of them are older than me, they're doing these updates and they're making these changes on YouTube, and they rightfully so, they should. Now, from that, I will say too that the out of the 2% that do get flagged or do get a strike on their account, 94% of that 2%, they never get another strike on their account again. But again, I say the other 6% of the 2%, y'all want to be repeat offenders out here in these streets. You want to lose your account. You want to lose your channel. It makes me wonder if these people really are taking YouTube seriously, or if this is just a hobby, a coping mechanism, a way to vent. I don't know what it is. Another way for you to express your misery and your anger and your disappointment and your sadness. But you're not just expressing that in a way where you're keeping that negative energy to yourself. You passing all that mess out to everybody else in the YouTube community. And it's bleeding out onto other content creators. Like I said, when I first chose to make my YouTube page serious and take this thing seriously for myself, for my confidence, for my self-esteem, for me to be able to see my worth and my value, I chose to come on YouTube, search some content creators, get some inspiration, but I didn't get inspiration from anybody. There were a couple of people who had some really nice, soft, subtle voices, and I was like, okay, these are the people, these are the love people that I need to be around. And then every time I would think that it's somebody that I want to learn from or I want to be inspired from, turn around and they're involved in the drama too. So that same 6% out of that 2%, y'all want to come back and be repeat offenders. So you come back and you get another strike against your channel again, to the point where your channel ends up getting terminated. I don't understand that. And it just makes me feel like this must be just a hobby to some of y'all. Because even within the drama, in the community within the drama, y'all all share the same subscribers. They all go from one channel to another, channel hopping, and they subscribe to everybody, because if their person is over here beefing with these people, they come back. If that person's over there beefing with them, they come back. It's a bunch of the same subscribers on the same channels, and they're all doing the same stuff over and over again. I wasn't even able to get any inspiration or anything because there was no real content being put out. I'm still, to this day now, my channel's been up for like a month now. I'm still trying to find my people. Meaning the people that have the same mindset as that I do. The people that want the same things that I do. But it's really hard. It was really hard for me to find that just by searching certain content and looking up certain creators. And then they give you a doggone suggestion of other creators that you may be interested in. And they all doing the same stuff. So that's the 6% who never get another, who never come back and get another offense. So for you repeat offenders, y'all not gonna keep having these same chances to keep coming back and getting flagged over and over and over again, and to the point where you just then you give up and decide to create another channel. Like, I don't understand the point of that. If that's what you're trying to do, stay away from me. Please stay away from me. Okay. Another thing that I want to point out is that in the past, or as of right now, before Monday, people have been getting flagged more so for, I guess, what's said in their content. Some people that might get offended. I know there are certain trigger words that you can't use and things like that. But a lot of these flaggings and a lot of these strikes that are being taken on these channels, it comes from people that are offended going to YouTube and reporting these channels because the creator, the content creator, is in some way offending them, their family, or something like that. And so that's one of the things they were flagging people for, was the content that people were giving out. They've changed that. Now it's not just the content that's going to get you flagged. You can also get flagged by an inappropriate thumbnail. Okay? An inappropriate or offensive thumbnail will get you a flag on your account, or a strike or a warning on your account, starting February 25th, which is Monday. And I don't know if this is you or not, but I've seen some very, very highly offensive thumbnails. And I'm not just talking about celebrity stuff. I'm talking about real, like people who don't have such a huge following, okay? People who it may not be that easily for them to ignore the stuff that's being thrown at them. Boy, I thought I was about to be out of here. My blinds almost took me out. But anyway, yeah, these are smaller content creators who don't have such a huge following or a bunch of stands, or who don't have, like, like something like a Beehive, or like the Barty Gang. We small content creators don't have all that. And then we have other small content creators who are literally in the same position, the same boat as the other person, and we call ourselves trying to drag each other. How can we drag each other? How? We're all here for the same reason, sitting on YouTube trying to somehow, some way elevate ourselves to be better, unless you're not. Unless you're just using YouTube, like I said, as a way to just spread your misery and get your anger out onto the streets. Otherwise, what in the world are you here for? So some of these offensive thumbnails, it's not just the content that's being flagged, that's being reviewed and looked at. It's the context of the content. Got some neighbors passing by, y'all. It's the context of your content as well. So if you have an offensive picture of someone, and then you have their name in the title, then you can be flagged for that, because that's offensive. Especially if they know that you're referring to them, it's offensive. And if you wouldn't want it done to you, don't do it. And forget about that if you want it done to you, because that's saying a lot, really, for some of these content creators who can be as nasty and as vile as they are. It really does say a lot about their character, because you can only give what you have. And if you're giving out a bunch of nastiness, that means you just full of nastiness. You full of nastiness. If that's all you can give out, that's all you full of. And if all you're giving out is nastiness, you're going to attract other nasty people. And guess what they're going to give you back? A bunch of nastiness. So you literally are just taking in nastiness like churning butter. It's just like, what do they call it? It's just like you're circulating a bunch of evil nastiness. It comes in one, out the other. In one and out the other. It's like breathing. You breathing in a bunch of nastiness. And then you're breathing out a bunch of nasty carbon monoxide poison for the entire world to have to deal with no choice, because you're just putting it out there for everybody to take in. So keep on putting those nasty thumbnails. Okay? Keep on putting people's names in your videos and being nasty and vile to them. Okay? But that's not all. You can also get flagged for a disrespectful or offensive link in your description now. I don't know how that worked in the past, but now if you have an offensive link in your description box, you can get flagged for that as well on your account. So y'all keep on sharing people's links to their pages, bringing them down, being offensive, demeaning people, degrading people, dragging people. And I'm not just talking about, oh, you whack because you only got 50 subscribers. No, we talking about your mama. That's why your mama died. That's why your kids are retarded. That's the kind of stuff that I'm seeing on here. And it's really saddening and really disheartening, because most of y'all are older than me. And you really should be ashamed of yourself. But then again, wisdom and age don't go hand in hand. We all know that. Let's read on. Let's see. From our earliest days, we relied on a 3-strike system and email notices to give everyone a chance to review and understand what went wrong before they face more severe consequences. And again, that was working, because, like I said, 94% of those people do not become repeat offenders, unlike 6% of some of y'all. And they want to give us even more opportunity to learn about the policies. All channels starting Monday, February 25th, will receive a one-time warning. A one-time warning the first time they post content that crosses the line. Now, with that one-time warning, there will be no penalties to your channel, okay? Except for the removal of the content that was offensive. So if you get flagged, starting February 25th, if you get flagged, you're going to get a one-time warning, okay? Now, they're going to remove that content, but there are not going to be any penalties to your channel, okay? But when they give you that one-time warning and they remove that content and you don't get any penalties to your channel, you still get, if I'm not mistaken, 90 days 90 days. Let's see. Okay, we're also making the penalty for violating our community guidelines the same wherever it happens. Well, I think I mentioned it already. Yeah, while most strikes result from videos, they can also cover content on YouTube, including stories, custom thumbnails, or links to other websites included in the video's description or info card. Okay, so remember that your thumbnails, your links, websites, all of those things, if they're offensive and they go against the YouTube community guidelines, then you can get a warning on your account. Okay. Previously, not all strikes had the same penalty for a channel. For example, first strikes on videos would trigger a 90-day freeze on live streaming only on live streaming. Previously, the first strike on a video would trigger a 90-day freeze on live streaming, okay? And then second strikes would result in a 2-week freeze on new video uploads. So the first strike would be a 90-day freeze on live streaming. The second strike would result in a 2-week freeze on new video uploads, okay? And that is being changed because people don't think it's fair that all of the, like I said, the consequences and everything are generalized. Everyone who uploads content to YouTube will now receive a warning the first time their content crosses the line. And even though the content will be removed, there will be no other penalty on the channel. However, there will only be one warning, okay? And unlike strikes, the warning will not reset after 90 days. So I guess I was right in saying that the 90-day strike is indefinite. That's what I was thinking. The first strike, this is where I got confused, y'all. There will only be one warning, and unlike strikes, the warning will not reset after 90 days. So the strikes still reset after 90 days, but the warning doesn't reset after 90 days, okay? Or the warning doesn't reset. You get one warning. You get one warning. No 90 days, just one warning. The first strike within the warning will result in a 1-week freeze on the ability to upload any new content to YouTube, including live streaming and other channel activities. Strikes will expire after 90 days. The first strike that you get after the warning will result in a 1-week freeze on the ability to upload any new content to YouTube, live streaming, any other channel activities, point blank period, in that first strike. And that strike will expire after 90 days. If you get another strike within that 90 days, it will result in a 2-week freeze on the ability to upload any new content to YouTube. So the first strike, it will limit live streaming like now, and then other channel activities, I guess, like commenting and things like that. The second strike in a 90-day period will result in a 2-week freeze on the ability to upload any new content. So you won't be able to upload. And the third strike in any 90-day period will result in channel termination. Channel termination. Okay? So that's something that everybody really should take heed to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to put it in my description box when I post this video for you guys. I want you guys to have this information because this is very important. You know, it's probably not that hard to get a strike on your account. If you're a good person and you ain't doing nothing spreading love and light, you really have nothing to worry about. So I wouldn't even worry about these guidelines as it pertains to yourself or myself. I would just want to be knowledgeable of the policy and the community guidelines moving forward. And who knows, this may be something that someone else may not know about in the future, and you may have to be the one to share that information with them. So I just felt like we needed to, I needed to put this information out. I know a lot of people know about this already. You die hard YouTube content creators that I'm trying to be like. But for some of us smaller YouTubers who are trying to still get familiar with things and trying to really learn how this thing works, some of us may or may not have had this information. So hopefully this was informative to somebody. If you know any small YouTube content creators that may need this information, this starts on Monday. On Monday, okay? I know that everyone is not doing the love, light, motivation type of channel. You got some roasters out here, comedians, you know, people that are just themselves, you know. And sometimes we can be offensive to people and not realize it, and they will go snitch on you, okay, and try to get your channel taken down. All right. So for those of you that are trying to do the right thing, that are trying to create content to share with the world, that's going to give us some positivity or something positive to look at, I'm rooting for you, okay? And hopefully this doesn't affect you at all in the long run. But I wanted y'all to have that information, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video. I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. If I was wrong, confusing about anything, please comment down below and correct me, because this was confusing to me just a little bit. Just a little bit, but I think I have it now. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys go. And I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. Hey, I'm looking for a microphone. I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. And I'm out. Bye, y'all.